Alrighty, so in this one, we've got, let's assume that the coefficient of friction with the plane is 0. Okay, and so here's this 11 kilogram mass, and the only force acting here on this guy is the parallel force down the plane, right, and the tension up the plane, right? Okay, and then for this guy, we've got the tension acting straight up. Right, and then the force of gravity acting down. And let's assume, let's just make a guess that it's going to accelerate this way. Because that's, so much more mass that, there it is, right? So let's guess that this guy's actually going to go up and that the force of gravity is actually smaller than the tension. So here's our tension, here's our force of gravity. And so this force of gravity is 6 times 9.81. That's 58.86. Okay, and then this is going to be, since we're now saying that this will accelerate up, this is negative, this guy's positive. Okay, and then if we're saying it's accelerating down, this guy's negative, and then this guy will be positive. And the force parallel is mg sine theta, right? So it's 11 times 9.81. times the sine of 30 times the sine of 30, and that's 53.955. Right? Okay, so this is 53.955. Okay, so now we set the thing up for this guy here. We go 53.955 minus t, right? So we're saying that it accelerates that way. So this causes the acceleration. This guy prevents the acceleration. That equals 11a. And then for this guy, we've got t minus 58.86 equals 6 times a, right? And then we can, as always, we can always solve these by adding them together. So this is 17a. And then we realize, at this point, at some point, right, that we've guessed actually the direction of the acceleration wrong, that this force is actually less than this force, since there's no coefficient of friction there, right? So what will actually happen is it'll actually accelerate this way. Okay, I'll show you what happens, though. So now we go 53.5 minus 58. 6 is 17a. If you ever guess wrong about the direction of an acceleration, what you do is you get a negative acceleration, 58.86. And so this is negative 4.905. Right, and then divide by 17, and you get negative, a is negative 0.2885 meters per second squared, right? So it accelerates negative up, right? The thing actually accelerates down, and this accelerates negative down the plane. It's actually accelerating up the plane, right? And now we want to find the actual tension, so let's plug into this formula here. T minus 58.86 equals 6 times A, and we still use, you got to use the negative, okay? Negative 0.288529. Okay, so that times 6 plus 58.86. I'm getting 57.12. Right, so the acceleration is negative down the plane, right? The tension is 57 newtons. So if you ever guess wrong about the direction of the acceleration, what happens is you just get a negative answer for your acceleration.